What is up, everybody? I am Get Flanked, and Ubisoft was nice enough to fly me out to Japan, put me up in a hotel, and allow me to play Operation Shifting Tides early. In this video, you're going to see that early access gameplay of me using both of the new operators that are coming with Operation Shifting Tides. You'll also see a lot of gameplay that takes place on the newly reworked theme park. Within this video, you're going to see both of the new operators' complete loadouts. You'll also see me using those loadouts live in gameplay. Obviously, I'm going to go over how these operators interact as far as their gadgets. And if you only take one thing away from this video, it is that both of these operators have a lot of interactions. Both of these operators interact with a lot of different operators and a lot of different gadgets. So that's important to know. These operators, to me, seem like they're going to be very useful in a lot of situations. A lot of the operators we've been getting recently seem very situational. To me, both of these operators seem like they'll be useful on pretty much any map and any objective. Another aspect of this video is that I hope to provide you with a big picture view of the newly reworked theme park so you understand what all they changed. I'm not going to be able to show you the best lines of sight or the nitty-gritty details, but I will give you the big picture items of what all changed in this rework because they did a lot of work to it. It feels much different. You still recognize a lot of the same parts, but it's definitely much different map and it plays differently as well. So yeah, again, by the end of this video, I'm hoping you have a good understanding of the two new operators and theme park so you can hit the ground running when you get your hands on this new content. Okay, we are going to start with Kali. Kali is the 2-speed, 2-armor attacker that's coming with Operation Shifting Tides. She is the sniper, and we'll get to that weapon in just a second. But before we do, her unique gadget is called the LV Explosive Lance. It is an under-barrel mechanical projectile that explodes within a set radius to destroy gadgets on both sides of breakable and reinforced surfaces. Now, that part about destroying things on both sides is very important, and it will also destroy friendly gadgets, so keep that in mind. Now, as far as the rest of her loadout, it's on the screen right now, and she only has one primary option available to her, so it's pretty simple here. It's that CS-RX 300. That's the sniper rifle, and it is the most powerful single-shot weapon in the game. It's a bolt-action sniper rifle, so a slower rate of fire than Glaz, but it does more damage than Glaz. Here's what you need to know about this. First of all, it has a different zoom than any other weapon. It's a variable zoom scope. I believe it's 8 and 12x that you can choose between. So instead of being able to select your fire with B on PC, you can hit B and select your zoom level. So that's significantly more zoom than any other scope that we have in the game. I believe it's 8 and 12, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. The other thing you need to know is that one bullet to the torso is a down but not out, no matter what. It's hard-coded into the game. It does not matter if you're a 3-armor, it does not matter if you have Rook armor, it does not matter if you're overstem by Doc. One shot to the torso from this weapon will put you into down but not out. And of course, a headshot is an instant kill. This weapon also has excellent soft destruction. It can destroy hatches in one bullet. However, I don't see it being used to create rotates very often because it has a limited amount of ammo. And while it would do the job, I just think that would be kind of a waste. As far as her secondary options, she has the choice between a pistol, the P226 MK25, and the C75 Auto, which is the machine pistol. I would think that most people will gravitate towards that C75, so that will give you an option in close quarters combat that's a little bit more effective than a single shot pistol. But keep in mind, if you choose the pistol, you'll be able to pull it out and have faster movement speed. So that's something you have to choose between. I do see most people leaning towards that C75 though. As far as her gadget, she has a choice between Claymore and Breaching Charges, and that's about it for her loadout. Overall, it's a solid kit. You have the choice between the machine pistol and the sniper rifle. I'm glad they gave you that flexibility so you don't feel trapped into one style of play. With that said, let's move on to talking a little bit more in depth about her gadget, how it interacts with other operators, and what exactly it does. Mechanically, her lance works very similar to Nomad's air jab in that you switch to it the same way, you fire it, you switch back to your primary the same way, right? It's an under barrel attachment. As far as what it actually does, long story short, if you shoot it against any surface, basically, it's going to explode. If you shoot it against a reinforced surface, it'll drill through that reinforced surface and explode on the other side. It will actually explode and destroy anything within an area of effect on both sides of that reinforced wall. If it's on a soft wall, it just kind of explodes and leaves a little hole. I believe the holes that the bullets from the sniper rifle leave are actually bigger than the holes that it leaves. Of note, and this is really important, when you shoot it into a reinforced wall and it explodes, it does not leave a hole that you can peek through with her sniper scope. Nobody can see through it. And although that doesn't make a lot of sense logically, it does make a lot of gameplay sense. You don't want like another Maverick rolling around with a 12x zoom scope. That could be really frustrating, so I understand why they did that. I think the best way to showcase this gadget is from the defender's perspective, because that's where most of the action happens, is on the other side of the reinforced wall. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is what it looks like whenever Kali shoots her lance into a reinforced wall that has 2 of the Cade electric claws on it.
I'm gonna come help you on site playing. Alright, there's one in the drum right now. It's the new up though, it's the new up.
Changing mags!
Cross.
Pay special attention to where the electric claws are located, as well as the path of the lance that you'll see the tracer from. That'll give you an idea of the area of effect. The area of effect on this is slightly smaller than Thermite's EMP. Now, to my knowledge, there is no way of stopping this gadget from doing its thing on a reinforced wall. I didn't try it, but I think it would be hard to shoot it. Maybe after a while you'll learn, like, from the sound and some visual cues where it's actually penetrating and be able to shoot it before it explodes. Maybe that's a mechanic in the game, maybe it's not. I can't honestly say, but I can't really think of anything that would prevent it from doing it. If the wall is electrocuted, it doesn't stop it. So to me, it seems like this is a replacement for Thatcher, an alternative to Thatcher to deal with reinforced walls. But it does physical damage compared to how Thatcher only interacts with electrical devices. This actually destroys anything. It'll destroy barbed wire, it'll destroy evil eyes, it'll destroy deployable shields, mute jammers, anything you can think of, really, it'll destroy. And there's not really anything that can stop it. I think the only hope you really have to try to avoid her getting rid of your equipment on a reinforced wall is if you play a Cade and you place it in a very, very distant corner that just barely touches the wall, and then she shoots her gadget into the opposite edge of the wall. The area effect might not reach it. It is possible to place your Cade electric claw in a location that it wouldn't be affected by the area of effect with her lance, depending on where she places it and where you place it as the Cade. Another possible weakness with this gadget is it did seem fairly easy to trick. Even in the short play session that I used her, it seemed like she got tricked pretty often by either a bandit or a Kaid whenever I used it on a wall. So I think that it's not going to be inevitable that she's going to open up or get rid of all of your equipment. I think that it seems to me like she's going to be easier to trick because I'm pretty sure her explosion, it's not lethal. If you're at full health and you're a bandit trying to trick and it goes off right beside you, it'll do some damage, but it's not going to be lethal. It's not designed to do that. So it seems to me like this will be pretty easy to trick. Okay, that's about all I wanted to go over as far as her lance. One thing that I will mention, one of the fellow content creators that was with me, Priest, he said that he was playing as Clash and that her primary weapon, Kali's primary weapon, shot him and knocked his shield back with just the regular bullets. Now, I didn't see that for myself, but it sounds like she might be a really effective Clash counter, and that would be an added benefit to her. If you could knock her shield back with a regular bullet, that would be really strong. So keep an eye on that, definitely. Okay, now let's move over to Wamai. He is the defender that's coming with Operation Shifting Tides. We'll talk more about Kali at the end. I'll give you kind of my overall summary of her and my first impressions of her at the end of the video. But let's go ahead and break down Wamai and his loadout, which is on the screen right now. Wamai is a 2-speed, 2-armor defender. His unique gadget is called the Magnet System. It throws an adhesive gadget that attracts and captures an opponent's projectile and then self-destructs to detonate it. As far as the rest of his loadout, he has two choices as far as primary, and one of these is pretty interesting. You recognize this. It's the AUG A2 that is available to IQ. So this is a defender, a 2-speed defender, that has an AR available for a primary. Now, there is no ACOG option for it, but still, it's an AR. And the way the devs explain this is that they needed this operator to be competitive with Jaeger. Jaeger has such a good gun, and they needed to give him one in order to compete. So that's why you see the AUG A2 here, and it's strong. I mean, for a defender to have this weapon, it's really strong, even though it's the ugliest gun in the game as far as I'm concerned. His other primary option is Mute's MP5K, and I don't really see why you would choose that. I can't think of a good reason, in all honesty. When you have the AUG A2 available to you as the other primary, I can't really see a purpose for using the MP5K, but there may be some people out there who really like this gun and use it a lot on Mute, and they might like it on this operator as well. As far as the secondary options, he has the choice between the Karatos 357, which is one of the better pistols in the game, and then the P12. The P12, really the only thing it has going for it is a higher capacity. I would think most people are going to gravitate towards that Karatos 357. And then as far as the gadgets, he has the choice between deployable shield and barbed wire. Overall, a very, very strong kit. When you consider the fact that he's got an AR available to him, a good secondary option in that Karatos 357, and deployable shield and barbed wire, that's really strong. Now moving on, let's go into a little bit more depth as far as his gadget, that magnet. And on the screen right now, you're going to see me playing as him, and I'll just let this clip play for a little bit. You're going to see exactly what happens when you have his gadget above a window and somebody throws a grenade in.
Or Acme brick. Okay, Havoc, come here. The alibi. Come to alibi.
This would be the old bathroom window, right?
Where do you think you're going?
I don't know where I'm going.
Come here. Your fiber, hey, right here. Get your fiber. Acme brick cereal.
Oh, nice.
Really,
You know what I need? Fruit cereal.
That's sick.
Magnet going up. Perimeter defense up.
Okay, now on the screen, I'm going to show you from the attacker's perspective. You're going to see me playing as Ying, and I'm going to throw one of my candelas, and you'll see exactly what happens when there's a magnet within the area of effect.
Hold on. Don't get the last kill. Wait a second. Find a magpie. There it is.
Right.
Wow.
Got a clue.
Whoever it is, you haven't even seen.
Planning.
The Legion. Okay, yeah, you're good. You're good now.
Okay, so now that you've seen how his gadget works, the big picture is this. He accrues his magnets over time. He does start the round out with one, and then by the end of prep phase, he'll either have two or be close to having two. I believe the most he'll get throughout the round is 6, I want to say. But yeah, he earns them throughout the round, similar to how Legion earns goo mines. Once he earns them, he can throw them. It looks like you're throwing a frisbee pretty much, and they stick to pretty much any surface in the game, okay? Now, the area of effect on these is actually pretty large. You see that ring go out once you place it, and it doesn't seem like that could be real, but it is. And that's actually the same area of effect of an ADS. It does have to have line of sight, but it is a 3D area of effect, meaning that if you have holes in a floor or something like that, then it will still impact things through floors and stuff as long as it has line of sight. The other big thing to know with the magnet gadget is that it has an effect on every projectile in the game other than Hibana's X-Kairos pellets and Twitch's shock. If you consider that a projectile, it doesn't have any effect on that. I don't really consider that to be a projectile, but I wanted to mention it just in case somebody would ask about that. So any other projectile in the game, whether it's a Capital's Firebolt, whether it's a smoke grenade, candelas, gridlocks, traps, it doesn't matter. It will have the effect on it. And here's what you need to know. It attracts it, and once it reaches the magnet, the fuse timer is reset. So if it's a grenade and you cook it all the way down to the last second, it's not going to go off as soon as it reaches the magnet. The fuse timer gets reset, there's a little bit of time, and then it goes off. When it goes off, it destroys that magnet. So each magnet is only a one-time use, even if it's capturing an air jab. It self-detonates, remember, and that's what actually destroys it. So we tested it with an air jab, and what it does is it grabs the air jab out of the air and then detonates it. And anybody who's close to that, whether it would be a defender or attacker, would be impacted from that. On the screen right now, I'm going to show you what happens if you place one on a ceiling and there's somebody who's above it when it captures a grenade.
It's like put a magpie on the ceiling right there, Macy. Like right where half wall would be. And ping it for cross so he knows exactly where to kneel.
But why would anybody put it?
Because I'd be playing half wall in armory right here.
Yeah, I just want to see. I just want to see this interaction.
The impact might not.
Okay, so are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
All right. So if I'm throwing a grenade in. Yeah, that killed you. That's pretty cool.
Kill cam look? How does the kill cam look?
So that's a pretty cool interaction and something that you have to think about there. And the other thing that I'll say as far as counters to him, EMP will disable it. It doesn't destroy it. Thatcher's EMP will disable it. Now keep in mind that you are going to have to keep that EMP out of line of sight in order to do that. If you throw, the Thatcher EMP through a window and it's in the air before it goes off, it's going to attract it and then set it off. So keep that in mind. But yes, Thatcher's EMP will disable it for a time period. Also, if you have line of sight on one of the magnets, you can just shoot it. They're very easy to get rid of. They're not, supposed to be hard to get rid of at all. But very rarely are you going to have line of sight without control of the sight itself. As far as how the magnet interacts with the fuse cluster charge, one magnet equals one puck from the cluster charge. And I believe the cluster charge has 5. So you could kind of consider that a counter. I mean, the fact is, if you place a cluster charge on a window, it's more than likely going to clear out all the magnets that are in that area. Okay, so that's it for the overview of both of the new operators that are coming. Let's talk about my impressions now. How strong do I think they are? Are they good? Are they going to be fun to play? And obviously, it's tough to tell this early on, but to me, both of these operators do seem to be strong. Definitely the Defender. The Defender seems really fun to play and strong. The thing that I really like about him is his gadget is reactionary. And when you're playing as Wamai, you can kind of get callouts from your teammates. Hey, they're pushing from the east side, and you can rotate over to that side and then use your magnets on that side of the map. Whereas, Jaeger, he's putting his ADSs down in the prep phase and he's off doing other things. This is a more engaging type of gameplay, and the way that you use your gadget is more active, and it really makes you feel like you made plays whenever you use his gadget to stop one of the enemy projectiles. When you combine that with the fact that he has an AR as a primary weapon option, I think that Wamai is going to have an instant effect on the game. Okay, I really do. I think he's very strong, and I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy playing him. I think he's going to gravitate more towards a person who enjoys anchoring. Like I said, it doesn't do you a lot of good to be necessarily like off-site with his gadget. If you die early in the round, you waste some of the potential with not getting all the magnets that are available to you, and it's tougher to predict when the enemy is going to use their utility when you're off-site. But when you're on-site and you know what side the enemy's pushing from and you have a couple of those magnets stored up, you can definitely stop any of the enemy projectiles, and that can be really strong in late round situations. Now, as far as Kali, this one I'm less sure of, but I would say that Kali has the potential. Like, I see the potential there for her to be extremely strong, but I'm not sure how it's going to play out because Kali has a lot of give and take. Yes, you have a really strong sniper rifle in her hands, but it's got a slow rate of fire. It has a very visible tracer. If you miss a shot, you're going to be penalized heavily. And I think at the higher levels, I could see people being very effective with her, but I can tell you from experience, like clearing the map, moving throughout the map with that 8x zoom wasn't easy. Like, it felt very uncomfortable, and that's going to be a definite weakness of hers, no doubt about it. So I think it'll kind of depend. Like, I could see people maining Kali and getting really good with her and being really strong, but I think that on the surface, for me, Wamai seems to be like he's going to have the instant impact and be stronger. I'll say this. I think Wamai for sure is going to have a bigger impact on this game than any operator that's been released in probably the last 2 seasons. And with Kali, I think there's a good chance that she could also be in that category, but I'm not ready to commit to that yet. I think it's just too early to tell, and we'll have to see how it plays out. The thing that I forgot to mention earlier in the video about Kali is that her gadget will not open Mira windows. So that's important to know. Kali is not a counter to Mira. If you shoot her device right next to a mirror, it goes through, explodes, it will not open the Mira. Okay, that's it for the operators. Let's talk about the reworked theme park now. They did a lot of work to this map, and it has a completely different theme to it now. And it's really cool. Like, aesthetically, it looks really good. The big things that I noticed, first of all, they got rid of train completely. The whole train section in the middle of the map, they cut it out and smashed the other two sides together. So there's not like a replacement area there or anything. They cut out the train part and smashed the two sides together. They also overhauled the lighting, so the map is much brighter, and that was a big weakness to Theme Park before, was it had some really dark areas. The other big thing that I noticed is that they changed the gargoyle side dramatically. Like, it used to be kind of like a maze over there, and that seems much more simplified to me. But it's going to take time to see. Like most of the time that I was moving around the map, I recognized where I was, but there were some times where I was like, I don't have a good sense of direction of where I am. But it's been a while since I played Theme Park, so keep that in mind as well. Overall, it looked to me like a big improvement based upon the few games that I played on it. To me, it felt like there was a lot more soft destruction on it as far as the walls, and that could be a cool thing. It could open up a lot of different attacking possibilities. And I think that when you combine the simplicity of how they simplified Gargoyle, removing the train aspect, which was a nightmare for attackers, and then enhance the lighting, I think it'll make that map a lot better overall. And I'm really looking forward to playing this map more. Okay guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully I was able to provide you with an overview of all the big stuff coming with Operation Shifting Tides. I'm really excited. I think the rework looks great from what I've seen so far. The two operators are definitely very unique, and I think for sure the defender is going to be very powerful and have an impact right away. The attacker has that potential, and we could see her turn into an absolute beast. I'm not sure, but no matter what, I guarantee you she's going to be a lot of fun to play for a lot of people out there. She's a true sniper, and something that a lot of people have been asking for in this game for a while. So with that said, guys, I'm going to sign off here. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll have more coming your way here soon.